However, the core of this Dino Riders roster actually qualified to go to the finals last season and chose not to due to travel issues and all that. So I have to say, if I have to pick which team is hungrier, if I have to pick which team is fresher, Yugen Dynasty has my vote. Yeah, sure, Dino Riders have the experience, but Yugen Dynasty wants this win more.
Yeah, it's a really good insight, actually. And, you know, yes, you can enter this thing and people maybe have low expectations about you because they don't really know you. So, less to lose, I feel, on the side of Yugen Dynasty. Annette is out, Florentina's out, Richter, Elsu, Sphera, this is pretty standard.
Yep, nothing crazy so far, but don't worry, Dino Riders tend to draft a little bit more exciting than this.
Are we going to get Gilda?
I'm not going to jinx it. I'm legitimately just not going to jinx it by proposing anything like Gilda or Baldwin,
or Greg,
so that they draft them for me.
So Malik has been banned by Yugen Dynasty.
A little bit out of the ordinary, but I think they felt that they'd gotten enough out of the bans. They just started chatting amongst themselves, said, oh, what do you not want to face? That Malik's a very good frontline engage tool. Dino Riders trade out for a different frontline engage in the Omen.
It also could be an opportunity to give themselves two selections at the heroes that they want to pick here.
Yeah.
And banning out something that's, you know, scary, but not necessarily like terrible. You can go ahead and pick that on your side.
Because they don't ban out a extra powerful character there, they basically stall out the ban phase, giving themselves a double pick. There are more characters that are considered powerful that they can then select from.
Well, from the side of Dino Riders, I really want to see... Oh, never mind, they go for the Yebeneth and the Alice. So Yebeneth considers support going to be in the side lane here. And even though we like to see the side lane marksman, it doesn't seem likely now.
Yugen Dynasty will get Liliana Crest, and Rourke is hovered as they look for high damage right off the bat. That's going to be the Crest for the initiation, the Liliana for the follow-through, and Violet and Rourke on the same team.
I like this a lot. That means we're going to see Violet in the side lane. We're going to see Rourke up there in the front lines. And with the beefy front line that we see in the Yebeneth, that's one way to really burst straight through him, is to just pop that determination and eat that tree alive.
But CLZ gets his old standby, the Kali for mid. And you've got quite a powerful jungle marksman, should it be run by Rocker in the Lindis.
Huh. And Aram completes it. I'm interested in that Kali pick.
Yeah, I think the Kali is right off the bat the most interesting thing because we've seen quite a few, and I'm actually frankly surprised we don't see as many Kalis as we should. You actually converted me. I'll give you full credit. I was kind of off the Kali train, and then I watched a couple Kalis get out ahead, and the amount of damage they can do with the range of Ethereal Pulse is devastating.
Kali is one of the more specialized heroes in the entire game, and like you mentioned, I would like to see more of her. The reason why is because you win every single poke battle with Kali. Kali is the poke master in this game. If you're worried about poke, if you're worried about Violet in particular, and perhaps Sephra, even though she's been banned here, you go with the Kali, you can outpoke anyone.
And the Violet traditionally wins that. If you go for a ranged engagement, the Violet's tactical fire gives them the edge. But the Violet, if they start to set up, start poking, we've seen many games where that happens around the mid lane, there's a pretty easy and obvious answer now.
Dino Riders, Lindis is presumably going to go down into the AD lane, but it's feeling a little bit not secure enough compared to the meta we've seen.
I think that's going to be Jungle Lindis because it is Rocker.
Right,
okay.
And they have
So
Alice.
who's going in Dragon then?
It's going to be either the Yebeneth or the Omen, which is not to my liking, but they do have one of the best marksman junglers in the game, so perhaps I can hold them.
Rocker also doesn't like change. He's always played his own thing, and he'll always do his own thing, no matter what anyone tells him. He's the man that ran Wisp in jungle during the grand finals of the NA last season.
Before Wisp was taken anywhere, side lane aside. One of the most powerful duos in the game is Alice Lindis.
I like it.
Alice Lindis.
It's a good duo name.
Yeah, and that's what they're going for here.
Okay, we will go and see what Dino Riders and Yugen Dynasty can do, whichever lane it ends up in. Who's going to get their first win for the Valor series?
It will be Rocker running that Lindis in the jungle, which I'm excited to see we were right about.
Yeah. You have a dual invade on either side, which doesn't really favor either team, as it looks like they're going to get all of the monsters. Oh, no, I take it back because Yugen Dynasty looks like they're going to get this last monkey here, if it's not stolen away.
A little bit extra farm for SN XP.
Yeah. It's going to be the matchup here all day between Rocker on the Lindis and the Violet. Even though they're not in the same position, they're obviously both ranged marksmen there, so they're going to have to deal with that. But both sides clear very quickly. If you're talking about you're talking about Rourke and Lindis, they're the two of the fastest clears in the game. So that shouldn't be an issue for either player. Catching, oh, what in the world just happened? Okay.
Top lane, the Violet from Mooney gets caught out by an Omen diving in.
That shouldn't happen.
Already it's weird that you're seeing the Violet in Slayer lane.
Right. Yeah, you can say that again. So apparently they want to have a dual spiral on the crest be in the Abyssal lane in order to contest for the Abyssal Dragon, but I really would rather you get the gold in the Abyssal lane for the Violet here.
Yeah, we've seen all of the marksmen run in the bot lane because that bottom lane, that Abyssal lane, has extra farm to offer. So they are passing up on the option of power farming this Violet, which is very strange as Dual Spirals leaps to safety just out of the pen as the Dragon arrives. Now, maybe Dino Riders can lock down this Abyssal Dragon, but they've got to move fast. Rocker is doing exactly that. Yikes in the meantime will charge in. SNXP steals the Dragon. Spirals with the Metamorphosis will slow down the retreat. Yikes tagged by the Case. He gathers the entire team and stuns Sly. He will somehow get to safety, but it's still a bad loss for Dino Riders.
That Uncaged looked like it was moving in slow motion, TJ, as it came through and it stunned Rocker at exactly the right time, which means he couldn't use his punish, and they, speaking of Yugen Dynasty, walk away with the Abyssal Dragon.
Junie will actually get CLZ scared back a bit, but let's talk about Rocker playing under that Hawaii tag in the jungle in a bit as Zeus chases Mooney back for a second time this game. He will survive the pressure in the top lane.
That is the second time Zeus has done that, and we haven't talked about Zeus much, but he is actually one of the star players, being able to play Gilder, being able to play Baldwin, and now Omen.
Follow-up question to why are you playing the Violet in the top lane when it's objectively wrong? Why are you playing the Violet in the top lane into an Omen?
Well, Violet should beat Omen. He has insane range.
I disagree early game because the Omen has so much mobility and the traps, it's brutal. We'll see here if that can be a trade in mid, and it is. Despite CLZ dropping a full ult, XP just chases down Rocker on the Hawaii.
We're seeing poor positioning from both the Violet and the Lindis as they're getting caught out by short-range heroes here. X trying to mess with Mooney. Not gonna get much out of it.
Mooney does shift down towards this bottom lane, thank the Lord.
You can say that again. Hopefully able to farm that up. Yikes, getting extremely low because he pops, or excuse me, Junie goes for the snare. I got our teams mixed up there.
Nails the snare in and forces the kill to come through. That's such a good combo with the jungle.
Yeah, and able to take down the tanky Beneth is no small feat.
Nope, nice little pickup. Dino Riders a little bit behind though.
Yeah, certainly, which is not what we expected to see, but obviously that Abyssal Dragon early and the pick onto Yikes has helped that out. Just picks we haven't been expecting from either side. Obviously Moody going down twice, but then Rocker going down, and with Yikes as well.
To highlight the power of that ball lane, Dual Spirals is currently trying to lead this team with gold after his early excursions there. XP will push in, carried back by Yikes, will escape the Nature's Realm with his determination.
That gets right on out of there. That is a long cooldown on the determination, nearly a minute long, so hopefully you can get it back up for the next fight. But part of the reason why you pick the Rourke in this situation is to burn down the tree. CLZ, so much damage coming from that Ethereal Pulse.
Dual Spirals presses in, stunning up Zeus and CLZ. The Death's Embrace is landed, though. Zeus will win this fight. Sly needs to get in here. Junie joins, but Dual Spirals is already gone, and Yugen Dynasty are so far behind.
Unable to come with the help here. Looks like they're looking for a skirmish. Speaking of Rock, he has very little mana to his name.
Tanked low, half HP. Like you say, Rocker. Limited in terms of his ability to take this fight.
There comes the Ethereal Pulse to put the damage in. Junie, SSB, and Sly all low here. CLZ misses, and that means they're able to get What? Oh, the BM comes out as Yikes take down Mooney, and I do not blame him. Mooney should not be dying here.
okay, I don't want to be rude, but how'd you die to a Yebeneth?
That's what I'm talking about. He dies at the Omen, he dies at Yebeneth. I'm not sure why this is happening, but he's costing his team, and next is Dual Spiral.
Yeah, we'll see if Junie can push into the other side. Hawaii will be chased back by SNXP. There's the Ethereal Pulse pushed out as well from CLZ.
After having a pretty strong start here, Yugen Dynasty is starting to fall apart, and it starts with Mooney because he cannot stay alive. That is so surprising on a hero with one of the longest ranges in the game.
Yanks will get chased back as well. This is Yugen Dynasty being completely flipped on their head. As soon as we said Dino Riders look to be on the back foot, they just won every lane quite competently.
Right, and that starts with CLZ in my opinion. He's able to just zone everyone out with those powerful hymns and the Ethereal Pulse here. Now they're going for the first Abyssal.
If they get this Abyssal, they have a strong lead.
Oh, the Ethereal Pulse! Oh.
Junie's gone, and there's the back as well. Sly's in trouble. That will be a lot of damage through, but no kill found. And SNXP chases Hawaii away. He'll slip out into the jungle. SNXP now stunned by Shozen. And the tables have turned as Rocker on the Lindis turns back to shred him all the way behind tower.
Cheeky Shozen on that Alice, just messing with him. That's going to be the Abyssal Dragon over to the side as well. 55 seconds on the Dark Slayer, and look how many towers have been pushed down here, TJ.
Yeah, that's a pretty major pickup this early on because we're only at the 7-minute mark.
You know what I'd love to see, though? Oh, never mind. Pushes in from Yikes.
Nice use of the Ethereal Pulse at range to tag Junie very low indeed. CLZ doing an incredibly good job of taking this fight. Sly and Mooney will need to hold the tower if they want to stay alive. And Yikes is just pushing ever further forward. Mooney's been shut down so badly in this early game.
CLZ just by himself, no minions there, takes down the tower. That is a colleague that can deal damage to towers because of those empowered auto attacks. They're just going to continue to put this pressure on. And we didn't talk about it, but the combination of Yebeneth and the Ethereal Pulse from the Kali is so powerful.
Oh, Rocker in trouble. SNXP does find a major kill, and that could be the opening. Yugen Dynasty needed as Zeus is focused down. Oh, the flicker of safety.
Oh!
That was so good because he landed the Death Embrace onto Liliana, the only character that could chase. Then he flickers out.
And meanwhile, CLZ was doing so much damage. I don't think that Yugen Dynasty can chase here.
Nature's Realm spent by Yikes to stall up the chase and turn the tables as Dino Riders look to push back forward. Sly will get to safety.
Yugen Dynasty playing with fire. They need to fight when they have the advantage and not when they're down health and down gold like they are in this particular situation. That said, one thing I'm worried about here for Dino Riders here, TJ, is Rocker. 100 MS Hawaii. He has not had good positioning. He keeps getting caught out. He needs to be his team's damage.
Yeah, and it keeps being the SNXP to grab him, which is strange because Rourke should have a negative matchup into this.
Right, doesn't have the speed and obviously can't catch if she's running from one of those bushes. SNXP though, good positioning on his side. You just see that from the rest of Yugen Dynasty.
Mooney and Dual Spirals are here to threaten them back, and SNXP will play as a whole pretty defensively.
I like the pressure coming in from Dino Riders, continuing to steal out this jungle, and that has led to them taking the map and taking potentially this Dark Slayer.
Dual Spirals will leap forward, trying to cut off Yikes, potentially get his way into Shozen.
Oh!
But they don't get there in time. There's the Metamorphosis spent just to survive the Nature's Realm. But the Nature's Realm, of course, makes him immortal to the damage coming out. And Dual Spirals has wasted his ult just to stay alive. Now, Yikes looks to scoop him out from underneath the tower, ignoring the impervious to the damage that it could be doing.
This is very difficult to hold on to because CLZ will do this. He'll pour out his Ethereal Pulse. No one can get even close.
Top lane, you do have a focus coming through as NXP has to fall back as the tower falls. Junie and Dual Spirals are there to defend.
Defend for now. Here comes Junie, gets the snare in.
Good snare, but Rocker stays alive. Now the punish comes out, the heals are there. A deep dive, and Spirals finds the kill. Sly helping out as well. It will be the Riki shot connecting eventually against Zeus and Vasily. Using the untouchable to stay alive, but sacrificing the fight to do so.
Able to get out of there in the end. Here comes the Ethereal Pulse, though!
It's massive! Mooney solo has to flicker over the wall. A double kill for CLZ as SNXP bails behind the high ground tower.
They have to turn tail and run. So much damage coming from CLZ to push down, and this first high ground tower may fall.
It might. There's a good snare, though. Junie tries to stall that fight. Zeus still gets the tower. Determination will be buffed. Mooney and SNXP trying to get Yikes, but he just does not care. There's the Nature's Realm. Mooney has to tactical fire to safety, and CLZ, in the meantime, did pick up the only other defender.
Yugen Dynasty is running from a tree and a little girl, TJ. That is the fear that Dino Riders have put into them.
It's a terrifying tree, though. Yikes will live for 1,000 years or more. His roots are strong, and you are not going to be taking an axe to him anytime soon, as dual spirals simply cannot trade.
Even more damage coming out from CLZ. Junie trying to jump in there with another snare to take them out, but this final high ground tower is on its last legs.
Dino Riders are looking very good, but still signs of life. Good snare landed, like you say. No follow-up comes from it. There's a good metamorphosis sped by dual spirals, but Yikes is just committing ever further into this fight. He's got Sly. He'll get another. Mooney barely survives to kite back. That's devastating. SNXP does find a response. It's 3-2 in the end trade fight, but you can see Zeus just all the while working away, and dual spirals can't win this fight. Mooney will have the wave clear.
Oh my goodness, can they just take this? Looks like SNXP is there for the clear, but so is Chosen and Zeus.
Good stun from Chosen. Death's Embrace. SNXP will not win this. Yugen Dynasty are in big trouble.
Yugen Dynasty looks like they were coming back for a moment there, but 2v3 is no big deal if you are Zeus. He has been so dominant on this Omen.
And I don't know what changes that. You can see 3 people try and focus him down, and he just says, no, thank you.
Well, the fact that he's been pushing back the entire team by his lonesome is massive, because now they still retain that map control. Normally, when you fight back from a fight like this, you can push out the lanes and start to prepare for the Abyssal Dragon, but that has not happened. They still don't have any map control at all, speaking of Yugen Dynasty, and here is the Abyssal.
The Abyssal to be grabbed by Dino Riders, almost uncontested. Drop down, they did get vision towards the end, but not enough. Dual Spirals will now need to leave as the Ethereal Pulse chases him, pounds him back behind its final high ground tower.
If you're Yugen Dynasty, you're saying, stop with the Ethereal Pulses, we get it already, okay, leave us alone.
It's not pulsing, it's just a switch.
Just turn it off and on at will and chunk down the health bars of Yugen Dynasty. Oh, look at the BM from Yikes just going in with the recall right in front of their faces.
Yikes. Not known for his good manners.
No.
We'll leave that there.
Certainly.
Here's the pressure onto the final high ground. It'll go down, surely. There's the metamorphosis to try and save it. The high ground does fall. They've lost Judy. They've lost dual spirals. They've lost the core. And Zeus dives in through the back of it all and guarantees a Game 1 victory to Dino Riders.
While the entire team was dying, so too was their core. Dino Riders dominant from the mid game on as they shut down Yugen Dynasty.
Yeah, we're seeing another example there of Omen doing a lot of work when everybody else is looking the other way. Turning it off and turning it on again, it feels like, yeah, Yugen Dynasty will do that a little bit to shake that one off and come back and build on what they've done. Yeah, but the switch.
How do you power
cycle?
cycle?
Switch, just...
CLZ on that Kali was doing so much damage on those ethereal pulses, and it didn't help that the entire team was grouping together and just receiving it as if it was something good to take in.
A blessing from, yeah, like, oh, look.
Oh, this hurts.
I say again,
yes, do it.
Why do we not see more Kalis?
Yeah, and when you said that, I was thinking, well, there's a few reasons, but okay. Let's see what this one's got. Yeah, all right, why don't we see more Kalis? I'm all in.
Well, the thing is, part of the reason why we don't see it is because we're seeing bans on Sephira, but you can just actually let the Sephira go through because Kali is a soft counter to that Sephira, being able to outrange her and damage her and force her to use Tides of Life in a situation where you're not getting dove.
Yeah.
But then you need to let Sephira go through, and if your opponent's picker, you need to have a Kali.
Yeah.
How many people have got that Kali experience, really? Because it's just... It's always been there as a hero, which is just, you know, we see these ones and we think, oh, these are the new headline ones, and then these are the problematic ones. And Kali's just kind of been constantly somewhere in the middle and a bit overlooked.
Right, and it's harder to use than you would imagine because it's, sorry about that, because it's very similar to Elsum, which you need to hit those ethereal pulses or else you're not going to do your work.
And there are at least 2 teams in North America that can run a good Kali, though. KZ Fox, very, very, very
His favorite hero
on the character. And CLZ also kind of sort of mains her. So those two mage players at the very least should be pulling her out at every opportunity.
And that's scary if you're going against a team and you can't pull out poke. You pull out a Violet, you pull out whatever hero that you want in order to provide that poke, and all of a sudden they pull out the Kali, and that undoes everything you tried to build up.
Now, the reason the Kali fell out of favor in the first place was the emergence of melee jungle. We saw a ton of Cricknack at the time, annihilating Kalis who played the back lines. Has there been a major meta shift that protects from that?
You know what? I think that one of the other changes that made this happen too was the fact that she could not compete with Raz, with Liliana, and with Tulin. She just got shut down by those heroes. And now we've seen a lot more Sephra, and that allows for the Kali to be strong once more.
Yugen, though, a key feature of this game. Yikes, absolutely dominating in the lane. He never gave the moments rest by diving behind towers multiple times, soloing out Violets multiple times. That was a sick Yugen in the side lane.
Yeah, amazing play there from Yikes. And we had some great play here from Dino Riders. I wonder
what, yeah, there it is. What's happening to Jogo right now? We missed it again. 15-9.
118,000 damage from CLZ, but sorry guys, it's wet blanking time. I didn't like the play here from Rocker, and I didn't like the play here from Mooney, who got caught out multiple times by the Omen in the solo lane. She should have major range advantage, so I didn't even need to get close to the Omen for that to catch her out.
I will like to say, though, there are three players I'd like to highlight that as the core that made Dino Riders work. Yikes walked away taking 40% of the team's damage while also dealing 23%. Zeus was constantly in the split lane, the second dominant Omen we've seen today, and CLZ, well, we've said our piece about his Kali.
I think we're going to see a lot more Omen. I think teams can learn from this and develop on this. What is Mooney going to do with a Violet who's getting 2 kills and 1 assist? And not a lot of the damage, and not a lot of the participation, to be honest with you.
He was dying the entire time. It just, you can't, it's really unacceptable. You can't be dying to an Omen, you can't be dying to a Yeboneth.
Yikes led this game in kills for his team. Yikes had the most kills for his team.
Yikes was nuts for a lot of that. He would just jump into the entire team, pop Nature's Realm, and chunk the entire team down in